Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Spring Fling, and this is going to show you how to finish the sashing, because once you put all the blocks together, block 1 and block 2, you're going to have to, there's a side, the one side in the bottom hasn't got any sashing on it, so I'm going to show you how to do that today, because it's a little tricky, but it's beautiful. It ends up being beautiful when you're done. Now, we've got all of this sewn together. Last week we had block 2, the week before that we had block 1, and you sew them alternating, like, you know, block 1, block 2, block 1, block 2, right across, like 7 across, 7 down. The second row you start block 2, block 1, and it just comes together so quickly and so fast. I was really amazed how quickly I was able to sew this together, and yes, I'll show it to you at the end. And then next week is going to have the outer border, because you still have some pieces left and you're wondering, what am I doing with these? Well, you're making an outer border, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so much fun. But first, let's get to our shout out before we start in on this, and it's Kathryn from K3N Clothtales. Now, her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes below, and I think she's got a unique voice on quilting, so you guys might want to check her out. Give her some words of encouragement. It's going to be lovely to have somebody else in our quilting community too that we can give shout outs to. Also, after this is done, we've got a couple of, 2 or 3 weeks of stuff that we want to do, and then we're going to start Quilt Bingo, which is a skill builder, and it's going to be a lot of fun too. We've got it set for some intermediate and some beginners, and it'll be great. It's going to be a fun one. Now, also in there are the Zoom sew dates, and they're once a month, usually first Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and this is where I'm at, so it's Mountain Standard Time. We also do, please do share, like, subscribe, make comments. That all helps our analytics out so we can continue giving you free patterns. And even if you've got just time for a little heart, or if, you hit that bell, hit the thumbs up, that we would be so happy to reply back to you, because we really appreciate your comments. Also, we have a Facebook group with a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord that people are gathering from. You never know who you're going to meet in there, and we always have a good time in there. Speaking for free to groups and quilt guilds, I have enjoyed that so much. I get so much inspiration from those people that I'm speaking to. It's wonderful. If you want me to speak for free, you can either send me a Facebook message, or the email is in the About tab. Also, if you guys have a quilting channel that you're watching or that you have just found, right, please let me know. Please let me know. Send me the link, because I'm really lousy at looking for stuff. And if you can copy the link into either a Facebook group message or Facebook message, or an email, again, find it under the About tab, I would be so happy, because we'll just add that person to our shout out list. Okay, I think we're done. Come on in. Let's get to the fun sewing here, and we're going to be finishing the sashing. Okay, we're at the sewing machine, and I've got block 1 and block 2 here. I'm going to show you what we're doing now with the sashing. What we're going to do with this sashing is we're going to be laying a piece like this and a piece like this, right? So you've got that long going, and then we're going to be laying a piece like this, and once we get to that edge, we're going to be laying a piece like, wait a minute. Oh, this did not work. Oh, let's go this way. This way. Let's go this way. And of course, now that arrow goes this way. Now, on this, we're going to go this way, because that's that long piece. And we're going to have an opened up area here. So we're going to continue this around the quilt. Now, I'm showing you just on the 2 blocks, because it was a little easier to do than to start trying to explain. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys, I got confused so many times doing this. I was like, oh dear God, how am I going to explain this? So this goes off, and this comes up. Now, this is one of the edges. Now, I finished the one edge, because there's 2 edges that aren't done, right? So I finished 2 edges, or 1 edge, and I was going to make sure I've got all of this open for you. Hang on, there we go. So I wanted you to see how I did mine, because I did mine very much piecemeal, and I kept it small, because I was like, okay, I'm not grasping how this all goes together, because it's such a big palette to work with. Now I'm going to try and keep all of this off the floor at the same time. Okay, so this first piece makes a larger white center, right? And the stitching, oops, let's get a different piece, because there we go. I don't want the same pieces going there. Okay, so this piece creates a larger center, right? Like a larger center. So I want my cornerstone to go this way, right? So what I'm going to do, and this is where you're thinking, oh my God, Brenda, you've lost your mind. I had to do it this way. Now, you're going to make 4 like this, right? And you can make all 4 at once, right? I mean, that's basically what you're going to be doing, is you're going to make 4 like this. So, 1, 2, okay, 2, okay, okay, oops, 3. Oh, please God, say I did it right. I'm probably the only person that wants to film their mistakes. But you know what? If you don't know how to fix it, you know, that's going to be, you know, not a happy time, right? So this goes like this. There we go. Okay. There. Okay. This is not mine to catch. There we go. There. Now, so I've made my 3 going one, or 3 of them going one way. So I'm just going to take them all off and put them all to the side. And I'm going to sew on the first bit, right? Because once we get going, then it's a little easier to show you. Because I did all mine on that first sashing, where I was adding the sashing. I did all of it piecemeal because I just could not wrap my head around it that day as to how to put this on until I actually did one. And then it was like, okay, so you guys are learning from all my mistakes and all the cussing I did. And all the cussing I did. So here we go. We're just going to sew this on, and it gets stuck every once in a while because my foot has too much pressure on it. Now, I'm only going to sew halfway. I'm doing this by partial seams, essentially, is what I'm done. Okay, now, the next piece, just a minute here, it's falling. And hubby's trying to help. Hubby's trying to help. The next piece would go on with the short side. Darn it. Hang on. Okay. The next piece goes on with the short side, like this, and the arrow going like that. So I'm going to make 3 of those, because that's all we need is 3, because you're only dealing with 7 blocks down, right? There we go. Okay. I'm going to cut that right there, and I'm going to do the other 2 right now. Okay, and it's got to go this way. Yeah, I know. It's a little easier to do it once you've figured it out, right? Okay, and one more. That, and like this. Wrong, like that. Okay. And I've made too many brown little cornerstones, but that's okay. And then there's one extra that you need for the end cap. But anyways, okay, so here we are. Now, we're going to sew on, let's see, this piece here, right? Just like so. I'm going to sew it on. Okay, just like this. And this is pile, what is wrong with this machine? here today for that. Okay, go forward. There. It's having some issues because the pressure on the foot here is a little bit tight. And I'm going to go a little crazy and put the next one on. Okay, just to see if I made all of this work, because I'm going to put, the first pile has these blocks, so the things are going the different way. All right. So basically I'm making like 2 rounds. Okay, then I'm going to pull from this pile and I'm going to sew it on this way with a different piece because I don't want those touching. Okay. Then I go back to the first pile once I get this sewn on. I know it's kind of crazy. Once you see Deb's layout for this, it will make Deb Morton's layout Sewing with Debbie. You'll see how easy this is to do. Now I've kind of gotten a little confused, so I'm going to stop adding for now. Okay. And I'm going to start sewing it down. Okay, sewing it down in place. And then I get past this. Okay, here we are. Okay. Because I had to do it this way. I just I couldn't wrap my head around which way it was going. I just couldn't do it. It was like, okay, apparently, you know, it was one of those days where I was dealing with brain fog. And it wasn't pleasant, but it was okay. I survived. There. Let me get this string off and we'll keep going down. Okay. There we go. Now I want to make sure this is all going the right way. Yes, it is. Woohoo! Woohoo! We did it. We've got a few things going right for us. All right. So now I want this to match up. So I get to my next matching up spot and I just sew along. There we go. Now this quilt is heavy. I've got my husband here helping me, and because it is so heavy, that is important for you guys to know that it becomes very heavy because there's so many seams, but it will make a lovely little charity quilt. Okay, this goes in. There we go. Get all that lined up. Okay, I just want to make sure I've got this one going the right way. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's like this. Perfect. This is going the opposite way, and this one's going the right way. Yes. So far, so good. Okay. And this sashing, doing your sashing that way where you just add it into the block does save you time. I know it doesn't look like it saves time, but trust me, it does. Okay. Now, okay. Now I'm going to go to about the halfway mark. Back stitch and start this insanity all over again. Okay. So this, okay, this I want out of this pile. So I want it to go like that. So we're going to flip it over and do this. Here we go. Where'd it go? Oh, I gotta find my bottom. There we go. Oh, come on. Yep. There we go. Now I'm going to pull from this pile, and I'm just going to sew this in place, just like so. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the other pile. Because remember, one was made, you made 4 of one and then 3 of the other. Just like that. Okay. And it got hooked up. And the sewing machine. Okay, there's another piece. And the last piece is going to be a, let's see, it's going to be one of these. And I'm just going to wing it and hope that this is the right direction. And if it's not, it's only a little piece I got to undo. But there's a cornerstone at the end of this. Right, so here we go. 4 pieces, a bunch of pieces on. And we go back to the beginning. Now everything else now is lining up perfectly the way we need it. Just, you know, so it's going the right direction. So now, there. Okay, so we get this around. Oh, and we just sew. And I'm hoping this works because I don't know for sure. It's one of those things where you don't really know. And you're like, oh goodness. Yeah, I'm probably the only person in the world who hopes to make mistakes so I can film them. So you guys know how to do this, right? You have to know how to correct stuff too, right? So, let's see. There. Okay. And that is going the right way. Yes, it is. Okay, let's get all the way down here. There. Okay. Now, for some reason, I lost my little nest, so I'm going to make my nest happen again. There we go. Okay. There we go. And this is going the right way. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Maybe I finally figured out how to do it. Oh, come on. No, let's see. There. I'm going to figure out how to fix that tension on the top. Because when I do regular sewing, tension has to be pretty much there, you know. But when I'm doing strings, I get hooked up on a bunch of seams. Okay, there we go. And just quick check. Yes, it's going the right way. Awesome. Awesome. There. Okay. All right. Now we get to the bottom. Right to the bottom. This is like the last one. Okay. Oops. There. I'm sighing because it's, I say, my husband's holding up part of this quilt right now and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Okay. So the cornerstone actually worked the way it was supposed to. Yes, it did. And let's see if I sewed it on correctly because I think I blew it. Yes, I blew it. I should have put the cornerstone going this way. So I will pick this out because the cornerstone needed to go this way. I will pick it out and then we'll get to our ta-da moment. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. Okay, here, babe, you can just pile it all here on top. There, just a minute. He's probably going, wow. Okay, so let's get this stitched. So that was my mistake, but that's okay. And sometimes you can get in them very quickly. And you know, it's kind of a matter of picking 1 or 2 stitches and, you know, just getting it going a little bit. Some people use the, you know, you pull open a couple of, pop open a couple of stitches with your ripper, and then you peel it back and you get access to a couple more. You know, that helps. See, that came out pretty clean. All of a sudden, I'm right at the seam. That's good. Okay, and now let's go the other way, because we're now trying to do surgery. Okay, because I stitch on a small stitch with this machine, right? So that way I get to use all sorts of weird color threads. If you have older thread and you want to use it just in the bobbin, you know, if you shorten your stitch length, you don't see what color you have. So this is going the wrong direction. So that's okay. I mean, I knew I was just taking a guess, and I guessed wrong. But that's okay. You need to know how to pull this out. Now, I haven't ruined it, but I am going to put in a slightly different one. Oops, let me just get this peeled back a bit more. Okay. There, just so I can make a nice seam. So basically you're doing surgery right on the corner, right? And, okay, I'm going to pull out all this excess thread. Now I'm going to make sure I've got this going in the right direction. So I pick another block. This is perfect. This is going to be a perfect little one to add. So I'm just going to lay it down here. Okay, do my stitching. There we go. I could have used the same one, but I've got lots. I'm good. Okay, now we pull that out. Okay, so then we flip it all over, and now we're just going to finish from where I pulled back, which is about here. Right, I'm going to start, that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start like 1/2 inch or more back further. Right, just to give myself a good run at this. Okay, and if I have a couple, you know, a couple places where it's been stitched more than once, that's fine. That works. Okay, so here we go. And now I have corrected the direction, I hope. I hope. Yes, I did. Yay, I did it. Okay, so now I've corrected the direction. So let's get to da moment so you can see what this all looks like now. Okay, so the sashing is on. All of the sashing pieces are on. And you can see how, you know, you start creating a different pattern because of the way the sashings flip backwards and forwards, right? Now this is what the center of the quilt looks like right now. And it's, like I say, there's all sorts of this with the string blocks going one direction and one way and then the other direction. That actually looked the best when I was, you know, laying it out and playing with it on my design floor. But here is the sashing pieces that we just added on, and you can see we continued the pattern of it going in and out, right? That's important, as well as keeping the string blocks and the triangles going the right direction. That was also important because it makes it look better. Now there is going to be, the next one is going to be an outer border, so I'm just going to get my cameraman to pan across this because you're only seeing maybe 1/3. So yeah, oh, here we got the light. Just very slow. There we go. Yeah. So that's it. That's the quilt that you're making. Isn't that amazing that you've done it? If you've been sewing along with me, this is what you've done so far. So the outer border now is going to be a piece of cake. You're going to sit there. Why was I afraid? But anyways, so I hope you have an absolutely amazing weekend ahead, or a week ahead, and that things are going grand for you in your life. And I'm wishing you nothing but the warmest wishes and the heartfelt blessings. Okay, so you take care and stay well until we meet each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.